This is a brief presentation on the importance of white balance in photography. White balance is the process of removing unrealistic color casts so that objects which appear white when you view them are rendered white in your photo. Proper camera white balance has to take into account the color temperature of the light source, which refers to the relative warmth or coolness of white light. Lights vary greatly in temperature. Even more modern LED lights have been modified to mimic traditional light sources, like the difference between incandescent and fluorescent lights in the past. You need to remember that white balance is about color, not brightness. Here is a chart that shows the relative temperatures of various lighting conditions from something as simple as a candle on the extreme left to a cloudy day on the right. Different lights have different temperatures, and as I just mentioned, modern LEDs now come in a wide range of colors and temperatures to approximate various lighting conditions. Here we see a similar range of lighting effects with their corresponding temperatures and degrees of Kelvin below them. When undertaking photography, you need to keep these various lighting conditions in mind. This is why photographs taken of the same interior can appear much different when the images are taken under different metering conditions. The image here is what you might expect to see with lighting conditions during the evening when the lights in a particular house are predominantly incandescent. The image on the right approximates what you might expect to see on any given day with light streaming in from the exterior windows. In order to get the most out of your DSLR, digital single lens reflex camera, you have to pay attention to the white balance, which can be simply handled through the camera's metering presets. White balancing presets found on most DSLR cameras have these settings to compensate for the lighting that you're working in. We don't generally notice this difference in temperature because our eyes adjust automatically for it. So, unless the temperature of the light is extreme, a white sheet of paper will generally look white to us. However, a digital camera doesn't have the smarts to make these adjustments automatically, and sometimes will need us to tell it how to treat light different. Doesn't a camera see colors the same way that we see colors? Short answer, nope. Long answer, cameras don't have brains. They cannot process subtle colors of light changes that happen under one type of light source or another. Our brains seamlessly adjust to color and light changes, and our brains compensate for these changes so that we can see what an average human sees in any particular lighting condition. We need to help the camera along in order to capture the light in the most natural way, and that is using white balance and a gray card. The photo on the left was taken in fluorescent lighting with the camera's automatic white balance selected. After metering with a gray card, I changed the camera's white balance settings so that the camera knew how to balance the light, therefore achieving an image closer to how we as humans actually see what we are looking at. What is a gray card? Gray cards are used to determine which white balance should be used by your camera. They're made up of 18% gray, which is a neutral hue. The reason a gray card is used over white is because, well, if you overexpose any color enough, it'll eventually come out as white. Remember, white balance is about color, not brightness. As the gray photo was taken in the same lighting environment as the rest of your photos will be, the camera knows exactly how much to adjust the balance. The gray card on the right is reflecting tungsten light or incandescent light. The photo on the right is the same gray card but taken in a fluorescent light. Right there you can see how the camera sees color differently than we do. So here's a metered gray card showing the RGB white balance. You can see that it is metering the color temperature, not the brightness. So after setting the color temperature information, my white balance custom setting will use that information when I take the next photo in the exact same light. It then compensates so that the color is metered correctly as shown on the right. Here are some additional sources for understanding color and white balance that are available on YouTube. All for now. See you in the next video.